Hello world, it's Curtis Potter with Boundless Inspiration. I'm sitting here getting our oil changed on one of our semis, start off a Monday, and I was kind of chuckling because I'm sitting here looking at a couple things, thinking about a couple things. So I wanted to tell you how fast things can change. I mean, just literally like that. Like God and the universe can change your whole life, your whole mentality in the snap of a finger. So to start off, semi, getting an oil change. For any of you who get frustrated at like a $60 oil change, one, the synthetic oil in my Silverado, it's probably double those frustrations I hear you guys talking about on social media. $80, $100 oil changes every time I get my Silverado. This thing right here, $600. And I'm doing that about every 40 days alone on my semi. My partner's semis, he doesn't have to do them as often. $600 every 40 days ish. Sometimes it's 35, sometimes it's 45. $600, right? And the first time I got my oil change in this thing 2 years ago, whatever, I'm like, huh? What? $600? And I was like griping and moaning and whatever. But now I just laugh. Like it's the cost of doing business, right? For you to have a great body, it's just the cost of doing business. If you want something, you also have to want to do the things in order to have it. To have a successful trucking company where your motor's not blowing, you gotta do that. I just spent $2,000 on my semi this weekend to get the routine maintenance. Brakes, hubs, electrical, making sure everything's great. Oil change, another $600. It's just the cost of doing business. If you want a great relationship, I recommend counseling. A friend of mine, him and his wife have been married over 40 years now. Everyone that knows them says they have the most amazing relationship you've ever seen. What is their tip? Premarital counseling. And then the week they got back from their honeymoon, they started going to counseling at least once a month for the last 39 years. 39 years. So that's even a requirement for me and whatever partner I end up being with. We're going to counseling at least once a month until we're 60. That's the cost of doing business, right? So going back to how fast things can change. So I want you to look at this property, right? They just cut down all the trees. I don't know if I can zoom in. It doesn't look like it. That building over there that's red and yellow. See, that used to be, we're at Harding and 465. That used to be a White Castle, right? And I know it's hard to see. You can't really see it. But in front of the building, there's nothing, right? But before, they literally had trees so tall, I would say it was similar to these trees right here, in front of the White Castle. And I remember thinking that, I'm like, I almost passed it multiple times. My kiddos actually live south, so I'd go pick them up, and it's an hour from here, and I live downtown Indy. By the time we got to this light, 40 minutes in, my kids are like, Dad, I'm hungry. I'd pick them up at 6 p.m. on a Friday. Dad, I'm hungry. Dad, I got to use the restroom. So a lot of times, we would stop there and get some sliders and some fries, whatever. Let them use the restroom. And I remember, even though I had passed this location multiple times, I had almost passed it knowing I was going to stop there. And why was it? It was because they had trees blocking the sign, and the whole front of the property was blocked where you couldn't even almost see the building. And I just kept thinking to myself, that is so stupid. Why don't they cut down these trees? Well, sure enough, they went out of business. And now it's a burrito joint. The first thing that these people did when they came in was cut down every single tree. And now you can easily see it from the property, right? Now it's more desirable. And it's easier to see because you took away the things that are blocking it. So this property right here, this property, same thing. This was all trees. You can see it. They haven't even done the roots yet. It was like thick woods. And it was an undesirable property. And I mean, literally last week I pulled up to park my semi and I'm like, wow, they just came in, cut everything down, cleaned it all up. Now that is a desirable property. I mean, they got to do a couple other things, I'm sure, but this is right next to the highway and it's been sitting here for years. Years and years and years and years. It's been like this forever. And it was undesirable even though it was right off of the exit. And see, somebody had to come in with an investor mindset and saying, what do I got to do to make it desirable? Just like that, in the snap of the fingers, right? That's how fast your life can change. You can go from undesirable to desirable just like that. Now, what does that mean? Does that just mean all of a sudden somebody's going to come and see your potential? Maybe. They may invest in you. But most times the way we live our lives, because people have to see it first. I've had someone say, Curtis, why do you always just go after the pretty girls? And I'm like, well, the first thing you have to judge somebody is their looks. Then you start going down the process and seeing if they're desirable mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, sexually, right? But first you go off your vision. That's the first thing you got to go off of. So the person looked at the property and said, okay, the reason why this is desirable is because it's right next to I-465. It's right off the exit. That is the most desirable property is right off the interstate, right? And you've also got Pilot, Flying J, all these truck stops, Stoops, Freightliner, big, massive trucking facilities over there now. And why did that happen? And see, that was even just a field. But what did they do? They just changed the I-69 intersection. Now that became desirable. Stoops came in and built a massive building. Burrito Place just came in. Now they're about to put a couple places here. Now this just became a lot more desirable location, right? So what do a human have to do to become desirable, right? Because we do judge it off of our eyes. Well, you may be way over shape. You may be slouching, like your posture. Your hair might be scruffy. Your beard, your face, right? I just saw this thing where they had a UFC fight in Chicago. And one of the main guys on the card had somebody come up to him in Chicago and was like, hey, man, he's walking around with his daughter. He's a single dad walking around with his daughter. He's like, hey, man, are you okay? And the fighter was like, yeah, why? And he's like, well, if you need anything, I'm willing to help you. And the fighter's like, huh? What do you mean? And he's like, well, please don't take offense to this, but I see you're with your daughter, and are you homeless? I'm doing well. God's blessed me. I'll give you some money. I'll take you to go get something to eat. I'll take you to get clothes. I'll go take you to get your hair cut, whatever. And the fighter was like, what are you talking about? I'm a UFC fighter. I'm here for the UFC event this weekend. I'm on the main card. I'm a millionaire. And the guy was like, really? And the guy was like, yeah. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to offend you. Just, your beard and your hair and your clothes. I just thought you was homeless, and I saw you was with your daughter, and I was willing to help, man. Like, God's blessed me. I wanted to bless you. And the UFC fighter's like, no, man, I'm a millionaire. And he walked away. And he walked straight to a barber shop because he was like, damn, man. Like, yeah, like I wanted to grow out my beard and my hair. But he turned and looked in the glass, he said, on one of the buildings. And he looked at himself. And he finally took a moment to really look himself in the mirror. And he was like, damn, I do look homeless. Like, what? So he went and got a full beard trim, haircut, And he said his daughter was like, "Daddy, you look so handsome." And see, sometimes that's what it takes for a human to become desirable, is you have to look yourself in the mirror and how do I look mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, sexually? Like, do I have the mentality to become boundless? It's in there. You just have to look yourself in the mirror and say, what does it take to get to a point where I could just walk down the street or just stand on the corner and be desired? I've seen all these transformations where like a guy or a girl was like 320, just stuffing all this crap in their face, like Hardee's and Taco Bell and soda and cigarettes and vaping, all this crap, this alcohol, all the crap that they are feeding us because we'll eat it and we'll take it, to where you get so lethargic and overweight where you're walking down the road and you're not having people like, "Dang girl, what's up? You're gorgeous." Or the girls, like, for as a man, you have to have the confidence and the physique or the money for a female to typically reach out to you and hit on you. But there's men out there that get hit on by chicks. But you have to become desirable most times. Anything that you purchase has to be desirable in some form or fashion. Normally it's like the label on food. Sorry, I'm done. So I just invite you today, what is it going to take for you to become desirable? I just invite you, look yourself in the mirror and be real with yourself. Do I need to go to the gym? Do I need to read books? Do I need to go to counseling? Do I need to take investment classes? Do I need to read a book on investments? Go back to college to get a raise from your job, to get a promotion, to start a business, to have a successful, desirable business? What is it going to take? Chop down some trees, remove some stuff, and you can be desirable. Life can change just like that. I guarantee you that property, just because them trees getting cut down, are going to go, that property just increase in value, probably $250,000, $500,000, right? So if this helped you, like, share, comment, tag somebody. You know the drill. Be boundless. Love y'all.